Welcome. Okay, so today I want to have a little chat. First things first, shout out to Level. Level mentioned something interesting in the comment section the other day. Apparently, there are languages beside that resemble other languages from South Africa. So, for instance, the language that Level mentioned was Babirwa, I think. So, Babirwa is basically related to Sepedi. Okay? Yeah, that's still happening. I got one of those to get rid of one of. Okay, anyway, so I'm going to be reading a little bit. So bear with me. Reading an article from study.com about Dumelang, about Tswana history, culture, language, and people. Okay, so the Tswana people, also known as the West Sotho or Botswana, form part of the larger Sotho ethnic group and reside in southern Africa. They're one of the largest ethnic groups in southern Africa, with a population of 4 million, 3 million in South Africa, and 1 million in Botswana. So obviously this article is outdated because we spoke a bit about the population the other day and it wasn't 1 million. But anyway, their ancestral homeland was called Botswana, which is located within modern-day South Africa, and Tswana people can be found in most urban areas throughout South Africa. So, based on oral tradition and anthropological data, experts believe that the Tswana people originated in Central and Eastern Africa and then migrated to Southern Africa. In the 1300s, they had a prominent cultural, artistic, and scientific empire. Interesting. Even though most modern day Tswana people are Christians, many still maintain traditional African beliefs. This is true. Okay, so basically, what I wanted to kind of get to is the language, right? So in Botswana, apparently there are people called Babirwa people. So that language sounds so similar to the South African language Northern Sotho. In other words, Sepedi, my language technically. Okay, so it sounds so similar. It sounds exactly the same. And that got me thinking, like, how many other languages or dialects or how many versions of Tswana are there and where are they? So the other day, I'm in the hair salon and the lady understood me and I asked her, like, where's she from? And she's like, no, she's from Zambia. So I'm like, okay, so how do you understand me? She's like, no, there's a language in Zambia that's very similar to Setswana, and the language is called Lozi. So I was like, huh, interesting. So naturally I go into YouTube, I look up this Lozi language, and I am shocked because I understood everything. Well, okay, let me not exaggerate. Not like everything, but I understood, like, let's say, 75% of the language. I was like, what? It sounds exactly like Setswana. That's insane, which it is. And that's okay. So anyway, so I was like, let me do a little bit of research and find out, like, what's going on here. So according to this article that I was reading now, it says anthropologists believe that the Sotho-Tswana speakers originally came from the Great Lakes region in East Africa. Then they migrated southward to Zambia and Zimbabwe and eventually settled in what is now Botswana in the 1500s. Scholars speculate that the causes of the migration were escaping conflicts, increasing trade, and finding new land for agriculture. After settling in southern Africa, the Tswana people rose to power due to their skills as traders and farmers. The rulers of the kingdoms had absolute authority and controlled large territories. Despite their prosperity and strength, the British colonized the Tswana kingdoms in the 1800s after discovering gold and diamonds. Okay, so I don't know if I agree with this because some other websites speak to no colonization taking place in Botswana. Instead, they speak to Botswana being a protectorate, meaning like just like protected by the UK. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. Either way, the kingdoms were then called Botswana land, protectorate. Okay, which became modern day Botswana. Cool. So this Lozi language, from what I saw, is in Zambia and Namibia, if I'm not mistaken. Um, anyway, so what I found interesting is the fact that they say that Sotho Tswana speakers originally came from the Great Lakes region in East Africa. So I'm like, where's the Great Lakes region, right? So according to some US source, 2009 to 2017.state.gov, Great Lakes region comprises Burundi, Rwanda, northeastern DRC, Uganda, and northwestern Kenya and Tanzania. So I don't know if it would be presumptuous to assume that there are Tswana speaking people in Burundi, Rwanda, northeastern DRC, Uganda, northwestern Kenya, and Tanzania. If you're watching this video and you come from any of those places, let me know in the comment section. Do you guys speak Tswana? There, that would be fascinating for me to know. Yeah, so that's that. But yeah, I mean, it was cool to listen to the Babirwa people speaking and understanding everything they were saying, and it sounded exactly like Sebeli. And then it made me think I need to do a lot more research about the history of Tswana people, which I'm gonna do in due time. But yeah, so that was quite fascinating.